Hey guys, welcome back to another lesson where we are live here on the river. This is one of our final ones where we'll be live on the river. But looking at it, it makes me remember of a time where the rivers really were the economic boom and the powerhouse of America. You couldn't have an economic center unless you were on a river because you couldn't get your goods and your transports going. And obviously when railroads and roads and stuff started taking over, that started challenging that dominance factor that the cities of a river had. Well, that kind of ties into what we're going to be looking at this week, because we are going to be looking at, for better or worse, whether you hate it or love it, one of the giant powerhouses of tech. We are going to be looking at Office software, mainly Microsoft Office, which was the behemoth of the 90s into the 2000s, and pretty much in the business world, it's still the dominant one that's out there. Now, other challengers have risen up, just like the railroads challenge the rivers. We've got Google's out there trying to challenge Microsoft. We've got some other third-party software trying to come in. We'll look at some of those competitors in another lesson, and then maybe we can compare those up and see which ones are winning. But this week, we're going to specifically start looking at Microsoft Office, specifically word processing, and we're going to see how that word processing works and can impact us in the classroom. So with that being said, again, I hope you guys have been able to get outside and enjoy some of the weather. It's been beautiful here while we've been on location, so I'm going to hopefully be able to enjoy it a little bit more while I get some of these videos out to you guys and get you guys ready to go for this week. It's going to be a great lesson. I hope you guys are looking forward to it. We'll see you at the end of it. Thanks, guys. All right, so let's start our way through Module 3 and show you what needs to be done in this module. So we're going to start off at the home page so that everybody is in the same spot. And then we're going to go over, make sure that you check your syllabus and schedule so that you know exactly what is going to be due in this module. But for the most part, as long as you work your way through the module, you'll hit all the stuff and be good to go anyways. So let's go ahead and start on modules, and we're going to scroll down to module 3, which is using writing and publishing software. We hop into there, and at the top we have our normal, here's what we're going to be trying to knock out throughout the module. And as you scroll down, you'll see your reading like we've been doing in past modules, and your self-test. Now know that this is the last major reading portion that we're going to have for a while in the class. We're going to start toying around with new technologies, and it dabbles in chapter 4, but for right now we're going to knock out all of chapter 4, take that self-test so that it's out of the way, and then in future modules coming up we're going to start referencing back to it, but you would have already read it, so it should be fresh on your mind. So just know it's been a lot of upfront reading in the class. That's going to start dying down a little bit as we really get into the hands-on playing with the technology piece. So knock out the reading, knock out the self-test. Then we're going to come down, and if you are in the HighFlex section and you did not make it to a live session, you guys will have the lecture like normal, the summary that you need to do, and the user reviews. So here's the folder for the lecture, and again, if you did make it to a live session, that's probably going to appear for you, but some of the things like a submission will not. The user review, you'll have a statement in there if you made it live. If you did not make it live and you're doing it fully online, you're going to knock out the Module 3 user review here, okay? So hopping into the lecture, again at the top we have our template. We've got the lecture you need to watch. Here you have your submission area. Make sure you follow the template. One of the important pieces that a lot of people forget are the 3 bullets, but those 3 bullets are really important because those are the 3 things I'm trying to see if you got out of the lecture what I intended for you to get out of the lecture. It helps me guide whether or not I need to restructure that lecture or redo it so that it's more focused on the points that I really want to get across. And I only get to know that if you guys are telling me what you think you got out of it so I can sync everything up. So make sure you do the 3 bullets, super important. All right, and then we're going to hit our back to Module 3 once that's submitted. And again, you'll go in and you'll knock out this week's user reviews, and then that leads us to the last big project for the week, the word processing assignment. Now, if you click on word processing assignment, it takes you to the exact same place as if you went to assignments. And if you went down and clicked on the actual web processing assignment folder here. When you do that, you will notice it's the exact same spot. So don't panic on that. It just depends on if you want to work on it throughout the lesson or if you want to come back and do it. Easy ways to get there, kind of like all the other assignments too. All right, so over here you'll see the assignment detailed instructions. You can read through all of this if you want, but right here's the link that we're going to want to click on, and that will walk you through this activity completely on its own. That's the portion to be looking for. So when this pulls up, you'll read a little bit at the top. Know that this does not work with the free version of Office 365. You have to have legitimate Word. So make sure that you go in and you follow any instructions that we've given you on how to actually download Word on your computer if you don't already have it. We have the ability to be able to get you that if you are an Athens State student. So just let us know if you don't already have that on your computer, but don't use the freebie web version that's up in Office 365. With that being said, when you get into here, you scroll on down, read through the instructions. Number 4 is where it really starts happening. You're going to click on that. and you will download as a Microsoft Word document, and that will be your starting point for this assignment. You're going to put that on your computer and you're going to work on that docx file, and then that's how you're going to start on this bad boy. So once you have that down on your computer, you'll open it up, and so that takes care of number 5, and here you go. Begin by updating the page layout. Here's the things we want you to do. Then once you've done that, you'll scroll down, and number 7 says create a title for each of the short stories. And number 8 says using style. So it's literally going to walk you through using screenshots and descriptive text what you need to do on this. You're basically taking this Word document and you're using the word processing software to make it look fancier. That's what we're shooting for on it. So I'm not going to read all that to you. I'm going to go ahead and close that out. Once you've knocked out the assignment, you're going to come down here and you're going to end up doing it in a self and peer tool. I have a video that I'll probably populate up in here. If it's not in here, it will be in the actual module itself, describing the importance of how to actually use the self and peer tool. The biggest thing you need to know right now is you literally cannot submit it past the end date. Whatever the date is on the class that you're looking at, you cannot do a submission past the end of that. And when we do the evaluations, you cannot do your evaluation past it. If there was one thing in this class that you ever hit that you're like, man, I might be able to kind of like wing that and turn it in late, this is not the one. You have to turn this in on time, because this tool will not allow us to go in. It won't even allow me as the instructor to go back in and resubmit your thing. Once that due date hits, it sends it out to your rest of your classmates to look at, and at that point you're hosed if it's not in. So we got to get that one in time. Pay attention to those due dates. So once you're done with that assignment, I think that knocks it out for the most part, but we'll run back into modules and module 3 just to double check and see if there was anything else at the bottom of it. And so we scroll on down, and nope, word processing assignment, preparing for next module. You are done after that. So that wraps up this module on word processing. We'll end up doing the peer review portion of this assignment next module, but for right now, you are good to go at this point. Module 3 is done. So if you guys have any questions on it, if you have any problems, especially on the word processing assignment, you always know how to contact us, and we will be happy to help you out with it. All right, good luck with it, guys. Looking forward to seeing what you create.